When learning pathopharmacology and the math that goes along with giving medicine safely, conversions is one of the most important things to understand. We have lots of different volume options to choose from, and you're going to have to convert from one volume to a different volume pretty regularly as you do medicine. So, when we talk about teaspoons and tablespoons, you have probably had some sort of exposure to these in your life through cooking or being in the kitchen or even in just your drawer, picking out, do you pick the small spoon or do you pick the big spoon? And when it comes to medicine, teaspoon and tablespoon isn't super accurate unless you have an actual measuring device. And so we really like to convert it over to milliliters, especially when you're measuring, say, input or output. Usually your milliliters are going to be that common volume that you're going to use so that you can add it all easily in one place. So teaspoons are typically 5 milliliters. So if you have 2 teaspoons, you're going to times that by 5 milliliters, and you're going to know that you gave 10 milliliters. If you are giving tablespoons, that's 15 milliliters. So you know that 2 tablespoons times 15 milliliters per tablespoon, you have 30 milliliters that you just gave to your patient. You can also go teaspoons to tablespoons. So since 1 teaspoon is equal to 5 milliliters, to get to a tablespoon, you need to do 3 teaspoons, so erase that 1. So 3 teaspoons times the 5 milliliters equals the 15 milliliters, which is the same as a tablespoon. So say you have something, for one crazy reason it says give 1 tablespoon, and you don't have a tablespoon, you know that you can give 3 teaspoons instead of 1 tablespoon. So these are conversions that you're probably automatically doing in life. You just never called it a conversion before. So I'm going to erase all this real quick, and we're going to talk about ounces. Ounces is something that you probably have a lot of experience with in America here, because we like our ounces and cups. So we've got 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. So say we drink a 12-ounce can of soda. So how many milliliters do we have? So we're going to do 12 ounces times 30 milliliters, because we know there are 30 milliliters per ounce. And like I said before, pull out your calculator, even if you can do it in your head. 12 times 30 equals 360. So if we were charting what this person drank and they had 1 12-ounce can of soda, that would be 360 milliliters. So we've got a cup. So say you take them a cup of water, and on the bottom it could say 8 ounces, because we know that 8 ounces equals 1 cup. So if you take them 1 cup of water, that is 8 ounces times 30 milliliters equals, and we're going to pull our handy dandy calculator over here again. So we have 8 ounces times 30 milliliters equals 240. So there's certain things that you're just going to want to memorize as you're doing medicine, and this is one of those. So if you're giving them 1 cup, which is 8 ounces, it is 240 milliliters, and your life will be happier if you just memorize that. So 1 cup is 240 milliliters. What if we have 1/2 cup? So we know that 1/2 of 240, and that equals, we're just going to divide this by 2. That equals 120. So 1/2 cup equals 120 milliliters. Well, let's go ahead and erase all this. When you're getting into more complex math and you're getting towards giving IV medicines, you're going to have what's called a drop factor. And we're just going to talk about that real quick. So GTT equals a drop. So you're going to have tubing for your IV medicines that is a certain number of GTTs per milliliter. And so it could be 15 GTT per milliliter. It could be 20 GTT, which is drops per milliliter. It could be 60 drops per milliliter. When you have 60 drops, it equals 1 teaspoon. And if you remember from up here, 1 teaspoon equals 5 milliliters. Once you start using this a lot, you'll start memorizing and you'll start remembering, okay, well, if I've got 60 drops, then I know that we've given 1 teaspoon, which is the same thing as 5 milliliters. And it does become easier with time. Let's do a sample question like something you would see on a nursing school test. So in this question, your patient drank 1 12-ounce can of soda, 300 milliliters out of their water jug, 1 cup of apple juice, and ate 1/2 cup of pudding. What should you chart for their oral intake? So we can start with the first one. We have 1 12-ounce can of soda. So 12 ounces, and we know that there are 30 milliliters per ounce, and that equals 12 times 30 is 360. We're going to have 360 here. The next part is 300 milliliters out of their water jug. Well, this one's easy. Let's mark that. We can just put 300 milliliters because we look at all the answers and we know that they want milliliters. So that's already there. The next one is 1 cup of apple juice. So 1 cup has 8 ounces in it. 1 cup is 8 ounces times 30 milliliters equals, come here, we have 8 ounces times 30 milliliters. 8 times 30 is 240. Or if you have it memorized, you know that 1 cup is 240 milliliters. And ate 1/2 cup of pudding. So we know that we could do 8 ounces times 30 divided by 2 since it's 1/2. Or we can just take that 240 and divide it by 2. Either way, you're going to have 120 milliliters. So we did our 12-ounce can of soda, we did the 300 milliliters out of the jug, 1 cup of apple juice, and 1/2 cup of pudding. So now we can add that all together. 360 plus 300 plus 240 plus 120 equals 1020. One rule of thumb that I've started doing in pathopharmacology is I would get to an answer And then I would read the question one more time. So your patient drank 1 12-ounce can of soda. So we got a 12-ounce can of soda. Got that. Times 30, 360. 1 300 milliliter out of the water jug. I've got my 300 milliliters. 1 cup of apple juice. So 8 ounces times 30 is 240. Got it? 1/2 cup of pudding is 8 ounces times 30 milliliters. Put the label on. Divided by 2 because it's 1/2. And that equals 120 milliliters. I added that out together. And I'll come in and I'll type in the numbers one more time. Plus 300 plus 240 plus 120 equals 1020. So if I get the same answer 2 times after reading through the whole question twice, then I am pretty confident that I've got the right answer. But every once in a while, I'll come through and I'll be in a hurry. Oh, I did not want to. There we go. So 360 plus 300 plus 240 plus 120. So I don't know if you caught it, but instead of hitting that 0 the second time, I only put 1 0 in for the 300. And so then I have the incorrect answer. So if my first answer doesn't match my second answer, then I go through and I enter it one more time. 360 plus 300 plus 240 plus 120 equals. And then I got it the same answer as the first time. So I know that I hit a button wrong is what happened the second time. So sometimes you're going to do just the addition part or what have you a few times until you get the same answer, but by checking it, you're going to be more confident that you have the correct answer. So now that I have an answer I'm confident in, which is this 120, I'm going to look at my answers and, oh, hey, letter B is 1020 milliliters. That matches the answer I got. So that is the answer that I'm going to choose. Thank you for watching. Remember to click like and subscribe. And remember, you've got this.